stunts in any movies because that's what the stuntmen are for.
Right.
Years ago, you know, I did a couple of my own stunts, and an old stunt guy came over and he told me, anytime you do a stunt, my boys don't get paid. So I'm secure enough with myself that I don't have to prove anything doing stunts, you know?
And heaven forbid you get hurt on the set too. Can you tell us a little bit about Bullet? Because I've been hearing some buzz.
Well, you know what? Let me talk about Bullet later. What I want to
Okay.
concentrate on is September,
Okay.
which is the continuation of 9.5 and FTW. Then I'll talk about Bullet later and Outlaw later.
Next question. Yes.
And somebody, can you say that again?
Where you condemned to play the beautiful and the damned by the cinema.
No, by my writing partner, Michael Davis.
Next question.
Right here.
Okay, I have a question for the C33. 9.5 weeks was very successful thanks to you and thanks to Kim Basinger.
Yeah, and Adrian Lyne.
Yes, of course, and the writer. Do you expect that another 9.5 weeks will be as much as the sequel without Kim Basinger?
Well, it's been 8 or 9 years since we did it, and I wouldn't have wanted to do it like they do a Rambo 1, 2, 3, 4. Without Kim, it's not really fair to say 9.5 weeks part 2, but it'll have a lot of the whole thing of the erotic thing and the sexual thing that made the first one so successful was it wasn't about just two people fucking. It was more mental. It was and this one is the character of John 9 years later realizing he lost something that he should have held on to.
And who is your partner?
Peter Hoffman.
No, your female partner.
We're saving that. That's sort of like something we want to announce at a later time.
Okay, thank you.
Mickey, what made you decide to do?
Wait, where are we?
One question, this young lady over here, please. Right here. Go ahead.
I'd just like to say, A, it was by the way, B, I am available to play in Part 2. Sorry. And A, I know it's not personal, but your pen is coming up. And B, when you're doing it, you know, like with Kim, the next one, what do you think you meant?
Doing what?
You know, doing those erotic things.
The thing that makes the 9.5 week thing, the first one, it's not so much the sex. It's the, like I said, it's the obsession and it's the mental torture. It's the mental thing. It has nothing to do with, like, you know, slamming. Yeah.
But may I just say how very good at it you were. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, could I also ask you, before you ask your questions, to announce who you are and where you're from, please? And stand up, and please announce, thank you. You're in Versace, I believe? No? Right here? Please stand up, yes.
Mr. Rourke, hi.
Who are you, please?
My name is Pauline. Can you hear me?
Yes?
Pauline McLeod. I'm from London. What made you decide to do the second part to 9.5 weeks? Because I understand you didn't really enjoy what you saw the first time around when it was finished.
Well, that was, okay, I'm glad you asked that question. That's a really intelligent question. The reason I didn't like, or I made comments that I didn't like it, was you got to realize something. You got to look at me when I'm talking to you. I was a bit mad 9 years ago. I mean, I was a little out there. You understand what I'm saying? I wanted to do more. I wanted to do something more bizarre with it. I wanted it to be a little strange, you know. It was too straight for me, I thought. But when I haven't watched the movie in 8 years. I saw the movie last week for the first time in 8 years, and I realized that I was wrong, that they were right, that I said a lot of stupid things that I shouldn't have said. And in doing that, I really alienated a really good relationship with Adrian Lyne, who, when I watched the movie this time, I saw what a really good job he did do with the movie, and I realized the movie was about obsession, not so much the erotica that I wanted it to be about. And he was right and I was wrong, and so with a lot of movies that they do these days, the whole sexual thing is very exploitive. Where what I like about what's going on with this thing, it's more mental, and that same sort of thing is going to continue 9 years later. Except now we're going to shoot it in Paris.
Is he going to be the same control freak as he was
Well,
years ago?
I'm glad you asked that question too. You should just ask all the questions. You know what? It's like anybody else that's gone through things in their life when they've had something that they wanted or they loved, and then they destroy it and they can't find it again. So out of that, I don't think he's the same control freak. I think he's grown, he's suffered, and now he's searching for something that he lost.
Hello, Pauline Adamek from Australia. I was just wondering, considering 9.5 Weeks is essentially a sequel, are you not afraid of just simply retracing your steps and perhaps just repeating a performance?
I don't think I could, because it's been, I mean, it's like, do you do the same things that you did 9 years ago? Do you look the same way? Do you act the same way? Do you think the same way?
So what are the essential differences, please?
Well, I sort of answered that.
Okay, thank you.
No, I've answered it. What I want to say is people go through changes after a lot of years, and I think that's the only reason for me to do it, is that it's been so many years, and that I won't be doing it with Kim, so it's got a life of its own, and that's what I don't think I would have wanted to do a sequel that way. This way it's a story. It's called September. It's not called 9.5 Weeks. You know, it has a life of its own, and that's what interested me in doing it. And
so we're going to see your character 9 years later, a different person.
Changed, yeah.
A different person.
Yeah.
Thank you.
This lady out front, could you announce what news organization you're from, please? Okay.
How does he change? How did he develop in the screenplay? Basically, I sat down with Mike Davis, who's writing it, and we looked at the original one, and we decided in the creative process. Well, you know, you've got to look at your own life and things that you've lost or destroyed along the way, and how you've changed, how you've let's say isolated yourself or changed your habits and ways, and we took it. We're going along those lines. I could answer you that really honestly, but you know what? I'd like it to keep a little bit of mystery to it. So if I tell you too much, then it'll lose its thing.
Next question. Yes.
Hi, I'm Siri Campbell from the European and Radio Riviera in Monaco. What is it about the Western genre that sort of affects you or gets you excited that you...
Well, the FTW, the one that's here that we're doing, is a contemporary piece. And, back in the United States, around the Texas, Oklahoma, Kansas, Missouri area, these boys, cowboys, pretty much... things haven't changed for them. They're still like they were 200 years ago. I mean, and it's kind of interesting to see how they live. They wouldn't know what this is all about, and it's, I think the simple things, the way that we all forget to live, and the simple values, the honesty, it's something I respect, and sort of I'd like to be able to have more of in my life.
Thank you.
We have one here.
Hi,
Where?
Jenny Baxter here from South African Sunday Times.
Oh, could you take off your glasses, please?
Yours are on. Take yours off. Thank you. Mickey, why did you decide to end FTW with your character dying instead of proverbially flying?
Because it's a love story, and if I was in a situation with a woman that I love so much, I wouldn't want to live either. Do I put my glasses back on?
Next question, please. Yes, sir.
Is the title Fuck the World, is it as much a statement of your attitude as it is the type of movie?
I'm not going to answer that question.
Next question,
I only
please.
want intelligent questions.
Next, yes, ma'am, please. Who are you and where are you from? Thank you.